Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. As construction continues at the site of Swift Current's new long-term care facility, planning and design is taking place behind the scenes for the individual resident rooms within the new facility. For the third year in a row, GPC Welding students in Swift Current have brought home a medal from the Skills Canada Saskatchewan competition. Another exciting season of roller derby is here, and the Southwest Saskatchewan Roller Derby Association is off to a great start. Thanks for joining us here today. As progress continues on the new long-term care facility project in Swift Current, individual room designs are now being shown to the public. We have more in today's top story. As construction continues at the site of Swift Current's new long-term care facility, planning and design is taking place behind the scenes for the individual resident rooms within the new facility. Local media were the first to be treated to a tour this week of two mock rooms now set up at Walker Place. Each of the designs depicts a typical resident room and that of a palliative care room in the new facility. Each private room will offer a spacious setting with bright colors, large windows, shower systems in the bathroom, and a patient lift system with tracking throughout the entire room to ensure safety for the resident and the caregiver. Full internet access is also available, and a guest pull-out bed for family who wish to stay overnight with a loved one. The open concept design for each of the individual homes will set a trend for future long-term care designs, giving residents a more home-like atmosphere.
What our intent is on allowing people to, decorate their room the way they want to and to, make it as home-like as we possibly can. Now we just cook in big institutional kitchens and it comes out on trays and, this way, the kitchen is the heart of most people's homes, and we want people to sit at the counter and participate or have a cup of coffee and engage and watch what's going on and, see that activity and smell the food cooking and just things like that make it more home-like, and a smaller number of people in each house, I think also starts to change the noise level, it's calmer, just because there's less people.
Vachon adds that with the new model of care for the residents as more of a home than that of an institution, this will result in a slight shift in staffing duties, with staff training now underway for those changes.
We're doing lots of testing and trying meal preparation, for example, creating menus, recipes, using things like they're called Ninja cookers. They're portable. They look like a crock pot, but you can actually control the temperature. So we know then from a safe food handling perspective that they're safe and the food is maintained at the right temperature. And also some of the light housekeeping training we've been doing.
And as the project moves forward, the Cypress Health Region will work closely with the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation to furnish the new facility with new beds, chairs, and other equipment, now estimated at a cost of $8 million. The new $80 million, 225-bed long-term care facility is set to open by the summer of 2015, adjacent to the Cypress Regional Hospital. A Great Plains College welding student has won a silver medal at a provincial competition. We have more in this report. For the third year in a row, GPC Welding students in Swift Current have brought home a medal from the Skills Canada Saskatchewan competition. Scott Zilkowsky won silver for his efforts in the competition recently held in Moose Jaw, an achievement which he was pleased to be recognized for.
At first, I didn't know if it went all that good. I didn't know who I was competing against. You don't get to see what their welds look like. It's just the best from each college represents, so you have no idea what you're going into. And I gotta say I was pretty thrilled that I was able to pull off silver in provincials.
And with a job already in place at S3 Manufacturing well ahead of graduation, Zilkowsky credits his overall training at Great Plains College for his success.
I love this college. It's like I said, Jared McKenzie is probably one of the best instructors I've ever known. He's a great mentor. He's always there when you need help. And it's not overly huge. Like we have a class of 12, so if you're ever struggling or you need help, it's nice you can get the one-on-one time.
2015 marked the 17th annual Skills Canada provincial competition, with 31 competitors in the welding category. As Southwest TV News continues on with our Gift for Good series in cooperation with the Swift Current Salvation Army, JayDee AgTech and Pharmasave, we bring you this latest feature.
I really do hope that as people are watching this video series and hearing other people's stories, they really will observe what's going on in their own lives, see how they are giving for good, look for further opportunities to give for good, and that they will experience all the joys that come from that.
Unfortunately, in our society today, everybody is so caught up in the whirlwind that is their own life that they forget that there are other people out there as well.
You know, giving your time is really valuable, I know, for many organizations, and finding volunteers can be a struggle at for some organizations. So, you know, that time commitment it's definitely worth something to the organizations you're helping.
Meet Kennedy, Cassandra, and Larissa. They may look like your average comp high school students, but they aren't. Here we go. As part of this year's winning Ardens basketball team, all three have been committed to making the team the best that it can be, both on and off the court. One of the highlights for the team this season was the involvement in the annual Shoot for the Cure Pink Game, which is a national fundraising event for cancer. Along with the special game that had the team wear pink uniforms, the team also raised money locally.
We realized that a lot of people in our school were affected by cancer and know someone that has cancer. So the fact that we were able to raise money and have the money go straight to people in Swift Current was really a big part of it.
With the same energy and enthusiasm that the girls put into basketball, the three led the team with a number of fundraising activities.
Well, we started off with ideas, like listing ideas, seeing what would work best for our school and what would raise the most amount of money, or what things would draw people to our game and raise awareness.
Our goal was around $2,000, $2,500, but we actually raised $3,000. We had a float day, we had a raffle, we had carnations and pops that we sold, and then we also sang if you bought more for Valentine's Day, and we had courtside seating and then just donations.
I did not think it was going to be that much work. We were at the school by 7:45 in the morning so that we could get the early crowds of kids on the farm buses and stuff coming in. We went at lunch, we walked around the school asking people to give money, and we stayed after school so that people leaving, we could get them, and then after practice, we would plan for the next day.
Early in the process, the girls had decided to keep the funds local, with all proceeds going to the oncology department at the Cypress Regional Hospital. But what they didn't count on was the effect it had on them personally.
We went to the oncology unit here, and there was a woman that was coming out of cancer and just finishing, and we presented the check to her as a team, and we even sang our song from the carnation sale to her, and we just got to meet her and talk to her about what we've done, and she was really pleased to see all the hard work we've put in.
There's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are.
Felt really good. We were over our goal, we had made a ton of money, and it really hit me when we walked into the hospital and presented the check, how grateful the nurses and the cancer patient was. It really hit me that we had made a big difference to our community.
Oh, it was really good. It felt awesome just to give back and to actually know our money was going somewhere, to see where it was going, to see who it was going to be used for.
Upon reflection of the hard work and the money that was raised, some important wisdom about giving was learned.
Our society is very greedy, and we live in a me world where we only focus on ourselves. So in order to break out of that, you have to reach out to other people and try and spread it more so. So it's not just yourself you're trying to help, it's other people.
if you are a super busy person, obviously you're not going to have a lot of time to give. You could, but like then give your money that you're working for. You can help other people in need, but time, I think, is a big like contributor. If you don't have the money to give your time. You have an hour, 2 hours on a weekend maybe that you have free. You can go help, or you can help raise money for something. You don't necessarily have to have the money to give.
Having your time and actually learning and like being involved and engaged in something, it's way better than just giving money. Like, we didn't just raise some money and then just give it to her and then leave. Like, it was a whole experience. Like, it was everything within it.
Although these girls come from different backgrounds, their dedication and commitment to the sport of basketball binds them together. And now, so too does the willingness to see a need in their fellow man and give for good.
The Redneck Betties are back for their 5th season of roller derby action and have already recorded 2 straight wins. Another exciting season of roller derby is here, and the Southwest Saskatchewan Roller Derby Association is off to a great start, with the Redneck Betties recording 2 victories already this season. The first during a road trip to South Dakota, and again during their home opener against Kindersley. And as the Swift Current hometown favorite showed, they can still dominate the roller derby track. The team is comprised of a number of new faces, intertwined with a handful of veteran players. Rex Mall is one of the new Betties on board. Hailing from Saskatoon and bringing previous experience in roller derby from the Bridge City, she's looking forward to this season as a Betty.
It's a smaller community, so seems a lot easier to bond with the girls when there's not so many people. Yeah, it's really great.
And as the Betties embark on their 5th season of roller derby, veterans like Round Trip continue to rely on the team camaraderie and support of the fans to keep up the momentum of each bout.
It's a fun game. You get addicted. I never joined roller derby, or I never thought it would be something I would enjoy. I joined just to learn how to skate and started playing and couldn't stop.
With a shorter season of roller derby action in 2015, the Betties will be challenged to work even harder as a team to stay at the top of the league, while working with a new team lineup.
It's really exciting just to be a part of that right now, just in the derby community in Saskatchewan, because there is a lot of teams that are going through the same thing as us. I know Regina's lost a lot of vets, Saskatoon's lost a lot of vets. So it's not a problem that's just in Swift Current. It's happening everywhere. Moose Jaw's rebuilding their team completely. So I think it's going to be a lot of good derby in Saskatchewan this year, simply because we're all kind of at that same level now.
In the coming weeks, additional home events will be hosted by the Redneck Betties at the iPlex, including bouts on May 30th and June the 20th. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.